Good morning, everybody, and welcome to this week's end of spring term headmaster's blog. It's Friday, the 26th of March. Well, my morning started remarkably well today. I had a message that I'd been hoping and praying to receive, and it told me quite simply that a little boy at our school who had undergone the most awful of experiences in the last few days has made immense progress since he's been in hospital, to the point at which his life, it seems, is no longer in danger. Going back to Tuesday, parents, you will know that the school was absolutely rocked by a little boy having a rare medical emergency here on site. It was extremely serious, and my staff team leapt into action, and the ambulances arrived incredibly promptly, as did an air emergency helicopter as well. And after what seemed like an interminable amount of time, Henry was stabilised and taken to hospital, where he underwent all sorts of emergency procedures, was on a machine until literally just a matter of hours ago, and essentially had 3 cardiac arrests, which speaks for itself. But that little boy is beginning to pull through, and the prognosis is a lot better now than it might have been. And I am so proud, firstly, to all of my staff, particularly 4 who were absolutely at close quarters and almost certainly saved his life. The rest of the staff who improvised under the direction of Ian Mitchell, Deputy Head, to make sure that everything was in order to help safeguard his welfare, and the boys who listened. They were considerate, they were understanding, and incredibly helpful and empathetic. All of which, I'm sure, all contributed to enabling that particular individual to get the best possible medical attention, which ultimately has saved his life. And our thoughts and prayers remain very much with his family, who have been incredibly resilient. Well done to all of you. But the news that we received today is just wonderful, and it means that we can go into the end of this term with a bit more of a spring in our step, and able, I think, to carry real positivity with us when we really didn't know exactly what might have transpired. So although there's a way to go, it is much better news than it might have been. And as I say, I'm just blown away by the professionalism and the care and the response of my staff team. I don't know why I should be blown away. I shouldn't be surprised, but it never ceases to amaze me. On top of everything else that this term has thrown at us, probably in the 25 years that I've been doing this job in schools, I've never seen anything to compare with this. And yet, somehow, we've come through it, and more importantly, the boy may yet come through. I'm incredibly proud. So in Assembly on Wednesday, we took a moment to reflect about that situation, and we also took a pause to reflect about lockdown for the National Day of Reflection. And my take on this is that it's very important, of course, to think about how life has changed in the last 12 months, but more importantly, how it may yet change and evolve moving forwards, to take on board the lessons that we've learned as a society to help us make better choices each and every day, so we don't lose sight of things that have improved during that lockdown period. Less cars on the road, less pollution, for example, the acceleration of Teams and Zoom conferencing calls to save people from unnecessary air travel. There are many, many things that we can take forward with us. So we talked and explored about all of those particular facets. And certainly as a school, we will be doing all that we can to future-proof ourselves against any kind of similar event happening in the future. And I'm sure that society at large will do the same thing to try and make sure that we are all making better decisions on a day-to-day basis. Integrity has been once again at the core and the root of everything that we do as a school, It was called into very stark appearance in events this week, and again during the whole of the last year. The ability to be patient and empathetic, to be honest, trustworthy, reliable, punctual, to make the right decisions when nobody is looking, to contribute to the team ethic. All of these aspects of loyalty are incredibly important, and integrity, I think, has really showcased itself in the best possible light at Kingswood House in the last few days, and in fact over the last year. We awarded a lot of badges to boys who have been selected for their citizenship, and I look forward to reading out their names to you as a part of Mentions in Dispatches in due course. And a special mention to Rory. Congratulations, Rory, who was awarded his upper prefect tie earlier this week. So congratulations to you. On Wednesday evening, we had a fantastic senior lecture from Christopher Timothy, the star of stage and screen. He is best known for All Creatures Great and Small and Doctors and EastEnders. And thank you so much to Katie Timothy for arranging the event. It was an absolute treat, and Christopher Timothy kept us all entertained, talking about his background, his introduction to the acting career, about his performances, and he fielded a record number of questions. It was an absolute tonic to listen to him talk, and I'm definitely going to take up his invitation to invite him into the school as soon as we are able to do so. That would be fantastic. So thank you once again for that. Right, so let's hear about some of these boys. Right, so the Integrity Badge winners for the spring term. Well done to Zane and Ted. Well done to Zach and Jamie, Fraser and Frankie, Aaron and George, Harrison, Benji and Jack, Kieran and Benji, George, Henry and Tristan, Joe and Will, Ollie and Elliot, Josh and Connor, Ben and Tobias, Henry and Matthew, Will and Ollie, James and Follu, Cameron and Ryan, Max and Angelo, Jazib and Michael, and Eddie. Your names are in the newsletter, so you can check that and hold up your badge, and indeed you can wear it with great pride. I forgot to put mine on. I was going to wear it as a special treat. I will put it on at the end of this recording. Well done also to some of our year 10s and 11s who have been awarded certificates of achievement for Duke of Edinburgh, which has obviously been very difficult to undertake this year. Harry Griffiths silver, Ed Bolton bronze, Milo Russell bronze, Sam Slaney bronze, and Ewan Walker bronze. Congratulations, boys. There's a photo of you in the newsletter as well. And it was great to hand out handwriting prizes from last term. James Wang, Harry Boundy, Ben Choi and Milo Russell. You've all picked up a lovely pen, which I gave out to you on Wednesday as well. And plenty of other mentions in dispatches from the last week. So Maya's been working really hard. Well done to you. Toby Haselden for making a model of an inside of a tooth. Zach Bland for working on his Victorian maths. Jamie Chatfield for doing really well with his French. Hugo Hawksley for writing a lovely Greek myth. Well done to all of 5F from Miss Forbes. Special mention to Benji Adams and Max Kenner for their work in maths and history respectively. To Byron Miller and Harrison Wallace for extra effort in house hockey from Mr. Bailey. Jamil Hashemi scored full marks in French. Well done. I know that he's a bit anxious about that as well, but he really fronted up, so well done to you, Jamil. 5S and 5F have done really well in music, learning about the samba, says Miss Foster. Well done to you. Aaron has passed grade 2 with distinction on the piano. Aaron, I'll let you into a secret. I actually got distinction in my grade 2 for piano, but that was about as good as it ever got. So I hope that you continue and forge a different path musically to me. Well done, Aaron. Howard Kim for being a really good friend. That's very important. Well done. Darren and Yilauti have joined the music ensemble this term and contributed fantastically. Well done. Tristan Bush, a merit in grade 1 for drums. Harry Peters has grown in confidence this term generally. And Jack Saville, well done for your maths. And Benji Schumacher too. Ian Shafiq, a really productive week, comments Mr. Barrett. Theo Walker, showing a sensible side when learning about Bunsen burners. Well done, Theo, very wise. Shay Tatalia offered to clean up some ink that had been left on the desk really wanted to help. That's good to hear. Thank you, Miss Black. Zach Moffat brought a really interesting book into the school for the whole form to enjoy, and the stories were about survivors who defied the odds and made it through some extraordinary circumstances. Well, Zach, you must have been prophetic, because of course that's exactly what has happened. So maybe that helped to inspire, you never know. Joel Mukarati pirouetting through established tacklers in house rugby. Zach Moffat a try for Marlborough, and Priant working really hard with his maths. Sergio Aris-Hefield, Noah Seeger for great enthusiasm all round from Miss Patel. Enzo Reed asking really intelligent questions, well done Enzo. Joe Huang for growing independence. Christian Idris and Will Harvison for scoring some great goals in the Year 7 lunchtime game. Sam Carroll, small acts of kindness, helping others when they drop things. Your good deeds have not gone unnoticed. Well done, Sam. And as I say, doing the right thing when no one is watching is what integrity is all about. Charlie Wren, well done to you. You opened up the door for Mrs. Linley. Very pleased with you. Tommy Wood, great effort in house rugby, scored tries, got stuck in from Mr. Lordy. Charlie Leonard and Ollie Sullivan for marshalling the troops on the sidelines and for their teams. Good leadership. James Carr noted for a great, wonderful individual try from Mr. Clark. Jack Rolls, Rory Slater, Oscar Davino and Dan Pepper all working hard through the Dungeon of Pythagoras challenge from Mrs. Linley. And Charlie Leonard has been spotted showing excellent manners through the school. You've earned that prefect tie, Charlie, well done. Owen, Courtney, Bogdan, Max, Sam and Zachary all deserve a mention for their careers work. Stuart Coleman dominating the rugby, well done, I'm not surprised to hear that. Drake House playing some good rugby with standout performances from Stuart, Mikey Fitzgibbon and Ben Choi. Mikey Fitzgibbon working hard through the Dungeon of Pythagoras challenge and his graphs. Lucas Cressy for being super helpful in art. Well done to Minsup for showing a really good effort in class in the last week from Mr. Hendry. Pete Duncan and James Giles for an interesting debate about the role of fate against free will in Macbeth, says Mr. Twinley. Well, I would love an invitation to join you for that. Ryan Luneman for focus work on HPQ, and Joe Offen for his work in maths, particularly with Venn diagrams. Max Mitchell Nesbitt is hoovering up the nominations in 10W, firstly for HPQ, secondly for being polite in science, and thirdly for his work in music, where he has scored an amazing level 9 even a year early. Well done, Max. Well done to Jack and Ed, both of whom have done very well in science. And I also watched those two boys' presentation this morning, which was nothing short of sensational. Absolutely brilliant. Well done, boys. James Totham, well done for your 5 hours worth of creativity for GCSE mock in art. Eddie Monk and Matty Hill for great factorising work in maths. Well done to 11W. You've been reading out your English oral work, and they're really interesting. Examples include the right to bear arms, how have tech advancements changed sport. Really, really interesting, says Mrs. Wraith, and you all deserve a bit of a rest over Easter, but still to keep on top of your revision. Well done to Theo, Michael, Jack, Soyun and Hassan for all of your work in music. Miss Foster is very, very pleased with you. So that wraps up a busy week, a poignant week, a really interesting and hard term. One that will live long in the memory for all of us teachers, I am sure, and no doubt for you boys and parents as well. But the main thing is we're back. We're back together. We're a team. We can look forward now to Easter, and the cultural symbolism for Easter, of course, is an egg, and that means rebirth. It means renaissance. It means a new start, a fresh start, as spring starts to turn to summer. And I wish the Year 11s particularly well over the holiday. I know that this is going to be an exacting few weeks for them that lie ahead. We're all with you, boys. We will help you to achieve. So don't give up. Keep persevering. Use your common sense. Get a fair balance of rest and work, and you will be just fine. And everyone else, have a well-deserved holiday. Spend time with your families, and we can look forward, I think, to a very busy and hopefully a much more normal summer term ahead. Thank you very much.